Hey, welcome in. Here's a headline from the Washington Examiner. CNN mocked after announcing new team dedicated to covering misinformation. And this went over about as well as you would expect it to. Widely mocked. Now here are the tweets from Alex Koppelman, and he is CNN Business Managing Editor. And he said, "Hello, Twitter. Some very exciting media jobs to tell you about. I'm hiring 3 people for a new CNN team dedicated to covering misinformation," which CNN is totally against, of course. Thread about the team/jobs starts here. Please feel free to share far and wide, and if you're interested, reach out or apply at the links. And what do we mean by covering misinformation? Well, I'm very interested to know what they mean by that. Really, it's about covering reality, the uses, abuses, and distortions of it, the people twisting it, and the effect that has on all of us. We already do a lot of important work on this. We want to do more. Well, if what he's saying here is that they have a lot of important work to do on abusing and distorting and twisting reality, well, I can believe that. If he means that they want to tell the truth, well, I mean, that's just frankly ridiculous, isn't it? We all know that. It's just gaslighting of the highest order. Well, obviously, the internet was going to have something to say about this. Here's Glenn Greenwald. Along with NBC, The New Yorker, The Atlantic, and The New York Times, ground zero for the insane Trump is Putin's blackmail pawn conspiracy theory was CNN. They were led around by the CIA to spread the most unhinged conspiracy. Now they really believe they fight rather than spread misinformation. Trump spent 4 years attacking 2 core Russian vital interests. He, 1, flooded Ukraine with lethal arms to fight Russia, which Obama refused to do, and 2, did everything to sabotage Moscow's pipeline to Germany, which Biden allowed. The Trump is Putin pawn is QAnon-level insane. So when CNN says, what do we mean by covering misinformation? We can only assume they mean spreading it. They want to spread more of it. Here, Buck Sexton replied to it beyond parody. Steve Cortez said, "May I suggest they begin with the Charlottesville Fine People hoax, a damnable calumny that CNN has propagated for 5 years now. My repudiation of their role in spreading that myth led, in fact, to my departure from broadcasting for CNN." Here's Jason Rantz. "This is rather surprising. You don't normally hear of left-wing networks hiring staff to call out its fellow anchors, reporters, and analysts for spreading nonsense. Kudos to CNN for finally looking in a mirror to call out their misinformation and disingenuous takes." And there's so much more. I mean, we could literally go on about it for weeks on end, nonstop, 24 hours a day. But let's just take a little quick refresher. So CNN might want to take a little trip down memory lane just to clean some things up. Maybe they should look at this. As CNN settles defamation suit with Covington teen Nick Sandmann. That's right, CNN settled a defamation suit after, in my opinion, they lied about Nick Sandmann. And settling a defamation suit, it doesn't look great. This one I find quite amusing. This is a CNN fact check from CNN.com. Claim, did Trump spread Russian disinformation during the debate? Biden accused Trump of spreading Russian disinformation after the president brought up recent articles in the New York Post about Biden's son Hunter and his business dealings with the Ukraine. And what did CNN's fact check? What did they discover? Well, their conclusion was, this is somewhat misleading. Well, if by somewhat misleading they mean completely false, well, then they'd be right. So, I mean, you could say that their conclusion that it's somewhat misleading is utterly and totally misleading. But on point, though. But on point. Anyway, they might want to clean this up. Well, how about this chestnut from CNN? Lab leak coof theory is like something out of a comic book. A virologist says, why was this worth printing? I don't know. I think maybe because it was on point. I think that's why. How about these disgraceful headlines? More than a dozen remain hospitalized after deadly Waukesha parade crash. Parade crash. Huh. I don't feel like that really describes what happened. Let's see. Waukesha parade crash suspect appeared to have no emotion as officers tried to stop him. the parade crash suspect. Again, I don't feel like that's really, I feel like that might actually be kind of misleading. I wonder why they would do that. I wonder why they would try and mislead people. I'm sure it has nothing to do with narratives that they want to push or they want to preserve. How about this one? The White House was warned about potential Russian bounties for killing U.S. troops in early 2019. That sounds like they're just stating a fact there, doesn't it? That sounds like something you can just believe. You don't even have to read the story. Except, hold on a second. Remember those Russian bounties for dead U.S. troops? Biden admin says the CIA intel is not conclusive. Let's see, the CIA had only low to moderate confidence in its intel. Or in other words, don't believe it. So it looks like CNN's really got its work cut out for itself, doesn't it? I mean, but anyway, I guess whatever you want to say about CNN, you can't say they don't have a good sense of humor. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you just like to listen, there's the podcast Radio Baloney. It's on pretty much every platform. If you look for it, you will find it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.